Good evening, everybody. How is that feeling? 2 weeks, top of the league. Who'd have thought that that was going to happen? Been a lot of years since we've been able to look at that and say, ooh, top of the league. But you do know that if we don't win the league, everyone will say, oh, we bottled it, as they tend to do. But hey, let's just enjoy the ride while we can, eh? It's not often we get this opportunity, so it's good to ride that cloud of expectation and see where that takes us. It's all good stuff. So I don't think you can write off the significance of that draw yesterday. In the cold light of day, yeah, of course, we all want to win the games. We all want to beat Chelsea and all that, because, you know, not just because they're a London rival, but because, you know, let's face it, as painful as it is to say it, they're a decent team. They've got a great squad. You know, arguably a good young manager coming through. So, you know, maybe they're trying to do it a little bit more the right way. Still spending lots of money, as they do. But then that's all football clubs these days. And to a certain extent, we're just as guilty now spending the money we've spent. Although not at the levels that others have. But, you know, we are still spending a few quid, and which is the right thing to do. But, you know, beating Chelsea would have been great, but let's face it, we've got such a poor record there, that you never know, you know, when that hoodoo's going to break, and I don't know why it is like it is, but it is. So, you know, for me, I was expecting a very difficult day. I was expecting a very difficult game. I was hoping that we were going to be able to snatch it. And I think, you know, the game plan was absolutely clear. We're going to sit back, we're going to do the low block that they keep talking about, and we're just going to soak it up and try to catch them on the break, and see what it gives us. You know, ultimately, for years, that's never been our strong point. We've tried to do that before. We've tried to park the bus, as Mourinho once put it, when the boot was on the other foot. And we've never really been that sort of team that can take that pressure. But yesterday we were really good. You know, we did really well, and that's, you know, 2 weeks with 2 clean sheets. You've got to be happy with that. I'm sure Mourinho will be happy with that. Rondon, you know, the kid came on in place. I was surprised. I thought he would go with Sanchez as I tried and trusted, but clearly he's seen something in training that he likes and he trusts, and I didn't think he did too bad. You know, there are a couple of occasions, of course, where you think, oh, you know, but then seeing Aurier slide on his backside, and seeing Reguilon getting caught out a couple of times, you know, I don't think he's any different from the rest of them who had you know, a couple of mistakes in them. So, you know, I don't think you should crucify the kid. I think he did really well, played a decent game, and ultimately we come away with a clean sheet. So, you know, you can't complain. You know, yep, they did put the ball in the back of the net, offside, clearly offside in the modern game. You know, I've seen a lot tighter than that given as offside. So, you know, I can't see there's too many complaints around that. Chelsea played pretty well, in my view. I thought they were good. They passed the ball well, and they kept it moving, and they were on at us all the time. But the reality is, did they really cause us that many problems? Not really. Hugo really didn't have an awful lot to do. Couple of, you know, odd save, I think. Second half, unlike the City game, now second half was a little bit more edgy. I was getting more and more nervous, but maybe that was just because the game was running out and time was running out, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, if they score now, we're not going to have time to get one back, because to be fair, we didn't really look like we was going to score a goal, to be honest. I think we were too busy concentrating on not letting any in, as opposed to scoring one. But, you know, I thought the game plan worked. I thought Mourinho got probably what he wanted, what he expected out of it. For Gio to put that one in the back of the net right at the end, or to square it, just to just to really kill it, which would have been absolutely fantastic to have done. You know, if we could have put that away, that would have really put the cat amongst the pigeons, I think. But you know, a draw's enough. It keeps us at the top. You know, for another week, and makes us feel a little bit better. Results kind of went our way, with Liverpool getting a draw as well. So you know, all in all, I don't think you can complain. I think it was a job well done. You know, like I say, you want to watch free-flowing, high-scoring games week in, week out, but I don't think you can really expect that with this team, especially with Mourinho trying to get what he wants to get. He's obviously desperate for silverware, as we all are, and if that means we're going to have a few games where we're living on our nerves, and it's a bit edgy and not really what we wanted to see from a Tottenham team, then so be it. If it ends up with a trophy at the end of it, you know, I'll put up with that all day long. So, you know, I just like to think about it the day after, just to clear my thoughts, just to get a bit of a clearer picture in my head about it. A little bit sad that Bale didn't come on. Maybe I thought maybe would have been a good opportunity for him to do some magic, but you know, there you go. It is what it is. We've got some decent options there now with Mora and Kane and Son and Bergwijn. You know, you got some quality in that team. Again, I think we need to shout out about Ndombele. The guy, you know, and maybe I'm just a fanboy, I don't know, but the way he moves on the ball and the way he just drifts past players and they can't get the ball off him, for me, is fantastic. There was one part in the game where he was over on the right wing and he had two players round him, and he basically, I'm thinking, I don't know how he got out of it, and he just skipped past them, you know, and ran into someone and luckily got a free kick. But you just think, I don't know how he does that. He's got real good silky feet. He seems to be able to get the ball to stick to him and just glide past people. You know, I think he's got real quality, and you know, he's turning into a real player for us, and I think that's really important. It would be good at some point to have him and Lo Celso on the pitch together. I don't know whether Mourinho would ever do that, but I'd love to see them two play together. I think it would be amazing to see, especially with Kane and Son and Bale at the top in front of them, you know. But hey, you know, I'm not the manager. I don't get paid the big bucks like he does, so I just sit and watch it and hope for the best. So another game gone, another tested. On to the next one, a game against the scum down the road. Interesting to see how that pans out. Clearly they're going through a really difficult time, but that will make it even more interesting because that is a proper derby. So then when you're looking at a proper derby like that, you can never write off the underdog. Everyone's going to be saying Tottenham top of the league, Arsenal struggling, should be an easy win for us. No such thing. No such thing. And it's certainly not in a North London derby. So we'll see. The game you hate, but the game you love. Love it when you win, hate it when you lose. So let's see where we go. Up the Spurs.